In this video, I'm gonna show you how to turn yourself into Pennywise the Dancing Clown. I haven't seen It Chapter 2 yet, soon I will, but I loved the first movie, and since it's a whole big thing now, why not turn yourself into it? Considering this is the portrait pose we're gonna recreate, first just take a beautiful picture of yourself laughing very evilish, like this. I had to hold my hair back because Pennywise, well, has a enormous forehead, so if I didn't do that, it would have looked like this. But anyway, this picture also reminded me I desperately had to shave, so that's nice too. Now make it into a smart object and cut yourself out using either Quick Selection, the magic wand, or the pen tool. Don't mind it looking ugly at the hairline, we'll fix that later. As you can tell, Pennywise still has a huge forehead, so you're gonna need to give yourself that forehead. So select your forehead and copy it. Now you have a limited cutout of your own forehead, and if you want to download my forehead, the link is in the description. No, it's not. Then use warp to warp your image. Try and recreate the same shape that Pennywise's forehead has. Something like this. Now just erase the edges with a soft brush and make it fade nicely. Oh boy. You also need to smile very creepy and wide, and for that we have the wonderfully, amazingly great, brilliant tool, Liquify. Add that filter to the main image and use the tool at the top to warp your image. When you've done that, you could combine the main image and the forehead into a smart object. Now let's make the skin look white. Use a black and white adjustment layer and paint only on the face. Make sure to leave the eyes and the mouth out. Then you could do the same, but with brightness and contrast to make it a bit brighter. Pennywise doesn't have eyebrows, by the way, so try to remove those by just copying and pasting some surrounding areas. Its eyes are very beautifully yellow, so let's do that too. First an exposure adjustment layer to make them a bit brighter, and then a hue and saturation adjustment layer for the yellow color. Also, Pennywise has lots of makeup, so let's start with the shadow under his eyes. Add a new exposure adjustment layer and bring up the exposure quite a bit. Then paint the shadow on it like this. For the lips, you could add a new exposure adjustment layer to make them look darker, and a hue and saturation adjustment layer to make them the right color. Then for those red lines on his face, you could do that exact same thing. Since the teeth of Pennywise are pretty much as yellow as a banana, you can make them yellowish with a hue and saturation adjustment layer. Then for those weird eyebrow lines, you can again make one or two exposure adjustment layers and use those to make the lines. We also have those little weird cracks, so for that you can add this kind of texture. There's a link to this one in the description. Drop it in, maybe duplicate it so the cracks will appear smaller, and combine them into a new smart object. Set its blend mode to multiply and use levels to change how much black gets filtered. Then warp it so it matches the shape of the head and bring it all the way down to make sure it's in a clipping mask with the main subject. Then bring down the opacity and add a layer mask to remove the effect from some specific areas. You could repeat this whole process with a grunge texture to make you look a bit more dusty. Oh shit, I totally forgot the nose. Yeah. For that, just use the same adjustment layer that you used for those lines. Lol. Then for his weird left eye, just select a part of his eye, copy it and move it a bit to the right and make the edges fade. You also might want to adjust the eye color adjustment layers. Then for the hair, I couldn't really find anything better than this in a short amount of time, but I'm gonna have to do it with this. You should definitely have a good search for something better. I just cut it out, positioned it, removed the things that needed to be removed, and tried to match the colors with color balance or curves or whatever. And well, that's kind of it. You get it? That's it. Then finally, to make it a nice looking image, you can add a background, some depth of field, and a beautiful camera raw filter to make it pop. To make it pop. I'm kinda disturbed by the fact how similar my head is to the actual Pennywise. Anyway, if you like this video where I mutilated my own face for all of you to see, leave a like and let me know in the comments. And if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Then I hope I'll see you in my next video.